Here's why you play Cecilion, the Embrace of Night in the mid lane. First off, he has extreme late game damage scaling, allowing him to become a major threat as the game goes on. He also offers strong zone control, keeping enemies away with wide area pressure and safe poke. On top of that, Cecilion provides excellent teamfight pressure, constantly draining and slowing enemies during clashes. However, he is very immobile, making it hard for him to escape once caught. He's also highly vulnerable to assassins, especially those that can dive straight into the backline. Lastly, he's mana dependent in the early game, which can limit his aggression before he scales. Cecilion's passive, Overflowing, gains more maximum mana each time his skills hit enemies, and his skills also restore mana. His damage scales based on his total mana, allowing him to become stronger the longer the game goes on. This makes continuous poking very rewarding. Cecilion's first skill, Bad Impact, commands a giant bat to strike a target area, dealing wide area magic damage and briefly increasing his movement speed. Enemies caught near the landing point take heavier damage, and repeated casts increase the mana cost by greatly boost his poke potential. Cecilion's second skill, Sanguine Claws, summons twin claws that pull enemies toward the center after a short delay. This skill mobilizes enemies and deals magic damage, making it perfect for setting up combos or disrupting enemy positioning during team fights. Cecilion's ultimate, Bat's Feast, unleashes a storm of blood energy bolts around him, damaging and slowing nearby enemies while restoring his health. During this state, he gains extra movement speed and slow immunity, helping him survive while dealing continuous damage. A typical combo for Cecilion is to activate the ultimate to pressure and slow enemies, then cast the first skill to poke from a safe distance. When enemies try to escape or group up, use the second skill to pull and hold them in place, and continue casting the first skill to deal sustained damage. Moving on to builds, I usually build Demon Boots, Clock of Destiny, Glowing Wand, Wishing Lantern, Divine Glaive, and finally Holy Crystal. These are the emblems that go along with this build. As for battle spells, the best battle spells for Cecilion are Flame Shot for extra poke and distance control, and Flicker for emergency escapes, while Purify to remove dangerous crowd control effects. Cecilion performs well against slow and low mobility fighters like Bellman and Terizla as they struggle to close the gap while he constantly pressures them. However, he's weak against fast assassins such as Ling and Fanny, who can dive straight into him before he can properly respond. Cecilion pairs best with tanks that provide steady crowd control like Carmilla and Minotaur, as their lockdown allows him to land his skills safely and consistently. In the beginning of the game, upgrade the first skill level 1 and prioritize it for higher damage and scaling. Upgrade the second skill as backup for control, and most importantly, upgrade the ultimate whenever available. Cecilion shines when played patiently with good positioning. Stay in the backline and keep the safe distance while consistently poking enemies to build mana and increase your damage. Avoid unnecessary risks early on, as your power truly shines in the mid to late game. Always watch your mana usage, especially when repeatedly casting the first skill, and aim your skills where enemies are likely to move instead of where they are standing. During team fights, stay near your tank and use your control skills to protect yourself from diving heroes, while your ultimate keeps enemies pressured and slowed. Proper spacing and timing will turn Cecilion into a nightmare that dominates every major fight.